these cockroaches to be the most desirable kinds of roommates. Now, not cockroaches, huh? Oh, yes, precisely. Now, I have had very little experience with cockroaches in my life, but the few that I have seen have been of the pedestrian kind. The kind that walk. Please, Mrs. White, they appear to be flying cockroaches. I was shocked and quite literally stunned when one of them just took off the floor and started to whiz through the air, around and around, just barely missing my face by a couple of inches. Oh, Mrs. White, I sat down on the edge of this bed and I wept. I was just so shocked and disgusted. Imagine flying cockroaches. Something I never dreamed to be in existence, just whizzing through the air, around and around in front of my face. Well, Mrs. White, I want you to know that this is just...
Flying cockroaches are nothing to be surprised at. They have them all over, even uptown.
Well, true, Mrs. White, but you as well know that I have a horror of roaches. Even the plain old-fashioned pedestrian kind. As far as this type that walks, but if I am to stay on here, these flying cockroaches have got to be gotten rid of, and gotten rid of at once.
Now, how am I going to keep these flying cockroaches from coming in through the windows? But that is not what
Well, I have no how, Mrs. Wire, but there certainly must be some sort of method. Well, all I know is if I'm to stay here one more night, these roaches must be getting rid of it. Why, if I were to fall down on this bed and find one there, I swear I would just have a convulsion. I swear to goodness, I would just die of a convulsion.
Well, if you excuse me for saying so, Mrs. Hardshell Moore, you are more likely to die of over-drinking than cockroaches. And what is that there? Oh, Larkspur lotion. Well,
I use it to take the old polish off my nails.
oh, very fastidious. Yes.
What do you mean?
What is all this about the roaches, then?
Well, I meant what I said about the roaches. They are not, in my opinion, the most desirable kinds of roommates.
Well, then don't room with them, okay?
You mean you insist on having roaches?
No, I mean, I insist on you paying your rent.
I'm afraid at the moment that is out of the question.
Out of the question, is it?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. The quarterly payments that I received from the man who is taking care of my rubber plantation have not been forwarded yet. I've been expecting them to come in for several days now, but in the letter that I received this morning, it seems that there's a little misunderstanding in last year's taxes, and you know how that
Now stop it. I don't want to hear more about this rubber plantation. Right? This Brazilian rubber plantation. Now, you need to pay me the rest of this week's rent.
I will pay you the rest of the rent when you exterminate these roaches.
You will pay me the rest of the rent now, or you will get out.
But I intend to get out, unless these roaches get out.
Well, why don't you pack up then and go someplace where they don't have roaches?
Well, I will do that. But at this moment, I can't do it.
Then what was all that about the roaches?
I mean, what I said about the roaches, they're not, in my opinion, the most desirable kinds of roommates. Okay?
Then don't room with them. You go somewhere where they don't have any roaches. You pack up your stuff and go.
I can't believe you, Mrs. Wilde. I'm at my wits' ends here. Mrs. Wyatt, please, can't you have some mercy on me?
I can't possibly. Do you think I've been in this business 17 years without learning nothing about your kind of women?
And what is the implication of that remark?
You think I think that you have these men in here in the evening to talk about rubber plantations?
You must be crazy to say such a thing as that.
I know what I know, and I hear what I hear.
I know you spy. I know you listen at doors.
I do not spy, and I do not listen at doors. Now, the first thing a landlady learns here in the French Quarter is not to spy, not to listen at doors, and as long as that rent is paid, I am deaf, dumb, and blind. But as soon as it stops coming in, ooh, I regain my hearing and also my sight. And also, I regain my voice. And if necessary, I walk to the phone and I pick it up and I call the chief of police who happens to be an in-law of my sister's. I heard that argument last night about money.
What argument? What money?
He was shouting so loud I had to go down and shut the front window so the sound wouldn't carry out into the street. I didn't hear any mention of any Brazilian rubber plantation. I don't mind telling you, I heard mention lots of other things. Many other things were plainly referred to in that little midnight conversation you had.
Lots of bullshit.
That's right. Go over there. Find it. Pick it up. I suppose you're going to tell me that he had nothing to say to you about that.
I don't know what to say, Mrs. White. I'll get the money. My rubber plantation of money is coming any day now.
Rubber plantation. Well, I'm going to check and make sure. Yes, indeed. I suppose that man that was yelling at you last night was talking about rubber plantations, and shouting about money. Do you think I am in my infancy? Do you? Larkspur lotion to take the polish off of nails? What am I? A fool?
Stop! Just stop!
Oh. It's you.
Stop persecuting this woman.
Oh, come on, man. The second Mr. Shakespeare enters the scene.
I heard your demon howling in my sleep.
Sleep, drunken stupor, you mean.
I'll rest because of my illness. I have
Illness.
no right to rest when I'm ill.
Illness. Alcoholic, you mean. Well. Second Mr. Shakespeare.
Stop persecuting this woman. This poor little woman. Is there no mercy left in the world? I mean, what has become of compassion and understanding? Where have they gone to? Where is God? And where's Christ? What if there is no Brazilian rubber plantation?
Oh, there is. There is.
What if there are no rubber kings in her life? There ought to be rubber kings in her life. Is she to be blamed because it is necessary for her to compensate for the cruel deficiencies of reality by the exercise of a little more, what shall I call it, God-given imagination?
No. It's not imagination.
If you'll please stop spitting in my face with your high-flown speeches. You and and your 780-page masterpiece. Right on par with the Lady of Larkspur Lotion here.
Well,
As
what
far
if
as
it is?
imagination is concerned.
Well, what if it is? And what if I am? What if there is no 780-page manuscript in existence? What if there is in existence no manuscript whatsoever? Nothing but a... What of that, Mrs. Wilder? But only a few, a very few, vain scribblings in the bottom of my old trunk. What if I wanted to be a great artist, but I lacked the force and the power? What if my books fall short of a final chapter and even my verses languish uncompleted? What if the curtains of my exalted fancies rise on magnificent dramas, but the house lights dim before the final curtain? What if all these things are true, and that I, stumbling from bar to bar and drink to drink until I sprawl on the lice-infested mattress of this brothel? What if, in order to make the nightmare bearable for as long as I must continue to be a helpless protagonist of it, what if I illuminate, glorify, ornament with fictions and fancies and dreams, such as the existence of a 780-page manuscript, penned in Broadway productions, marvelous volumes of verses in the hands of publishers waiting only for a signature to release them? What if I live in this world of pitiful fiction? What possible satisfaction can it give you, my good woman, to tear it to pieces, to crush it and call it a lie? I'll tell you, and now you listen. There are no lies, but the lies that are stuffed in the mouth by the hard-knuckled hand of need. The cold iron fist of necessity, Mrs. Squire. So, yes, I am a liar. But your life is built on lies. Your life is a helpless fabrication of lies, lies and lies. Now said my saying, I'm tired. I have no money to give you. So leave this poor woman alone and go on, get away. Go on, get away, get out!
Tomorrow! I want money from both of you. Tomorrow morning. Both of you together or out you go. 780-page masterpiece in the Lady of Larkspur Lotion and her Brazilian rubber plantation. Baloney.
Roaches everywhere. Walls, ceiling, floors. I tell you, this place is actually crawling with them.
Now, I imagine on the Brazilian rubber plantation, there were no cockroaches.
No. Of course there were. Everything was immaculate. Always immaculate, where the floors were so bright and clean, they just shine like mirrors.
Well, now imagine on the windows. They must have commanded a very lovely view.
Indescribably lovely.
How far did you say it was from the Mediterranean?
The Mediterranean. Only a mile or two.
Yes, and I imagine on a clear day, you could make out the white cliffs of Dover across the channel.
Oh, yes, on a very clear day you could. Oh, well, thank you, Mr.
Chekhov.